welcome to day 3 of the 12 days of DIY gifts. Today I am making Lavender Lip Balm. This one is one of those kind of clear lip balms. You can see that. It's very creamy, coat your lips. It's just elegant and luscious and it's great. And if you've been intimidated by making lip balms, don't be, because this one's really easy and I'm going to show you how today. So before I get started into that, in case you're not familiar with what I'm doing the 12 days of DIY gifts. And so each day for 12 days, I'm showing you how to make an easy beauty product, and there's gonna be one food product that you can give as gifts for the holiday season. And it's just, these are fun things to do for you, and then fun things to give to somebody as a thoughtful gift throughout the season. So the Lavender Lip Balm, that's what we're doing today. It's a little bit more complicated than the things that we've been doing, which we made a chocolate lip scrub the other day that was just put a bunch of things together and mix it. Yesterday it was a liquid hand soap that we poured a bunch of stuff into a bottle and mixed it. Those were super easy. This one is still super easy. It's basically pour a bunch of stuff into a glass jar and melt and then pour. But the problem with this one is that it requires beeswax, which is a little bit harder to get. You're not going to be able to go to your usual grocery store probably to find this. You may have to order it online or to a specific health food store. I know a lot of health food stores like Natural Grocers do have these. Or on Amazon, online, like something like that. I use these beeswax pellets. I don't know if you can see it. These are just little pellets that are already in a smaller size. They just make it really easy to measure. But beeswax also does come in these big bars, or even in little small bars. And these are just as easy to use. You would just want to get like a grater and grate it onto a plate and then measure it. But yeah, so you can do either way. I just tend to like the beeswax pellets just because they're easier for me to use. In terms of melting things, if you're using beeswax in your beauty products, it's a little bit harder to clean than most things. It tends to stick to things. And especially something like a lip balm, it tends to cool off really quickly once you take it off the heat. So I like to use like a glass jar or a glass measuring cup that's dedicated only to beauty products. This is just a ball canning jar. They're relatively inexpensive and you should be able to get these at any grocery store, Target, Walmart, etc. And I just melt everything in here. Same thing when I stir. I like to use a wooden skewer or a chopstick or a spoon that is dedicated just to beauty products. Again, because it's a little bit harder to clean. If you don't have the option of getting into separate jars, or you don't want to go through that because you don't know if you want to do this more than like this one time, you can still clean normal jars that you would use for eating. As you'll see, we're going to be melting everything in a pan filled with water, which I actually should probably turn on. And it's going to be hot water. So what I like to do after I'm done using these jars is pour the hot water from this pan into this jar, let it sit for a minute or two to let it kind of just, melt everything, and then pour it out, and then wash it as usual. And then if it's still not coming out, then you can pour more boiling water in, hot water in, or something like that. Hot water is your friend in this case. It's possible to do, so don't worry. It's not like, you're going to ruin your pans forever. But I just wanted to let you know that, just so you don't get all frustrated when you use your great measuring cup and it's not coming out. Use hot water. So to make this, I have a hot plate down here. You probably can't see that, but I put like maybe an inch of water into this pan, and I'm gonna let it start to simmer. It doesn't need to be boiling or anything like that, but just to simmer. I have my glass jar that I'm gonna use, and then I'm gonna need, all right, I'll just start from the top of the recipe here. I need 1 teaspoon of coconut oil, so I'm gonna get that. So it's just regular coconut oil. It doesn't have to be melted because you're gonna melt it now. So get that in there. 2 teaspoons of olive oil. And this makes, I'll show you that in a second. This makes 3 of the lip balm tubes. And then 1 teaspoon of the beeswax pastilles, or grated beeswax. And you're gonna just put this in your pot of simmering water. Every so often, you're gonna wanna take your wooden skewer or your spoon and just stir it. The beeswax will take the longest to melt. usually about 5 minutes. And just to show you, I'm using these lip balm tubes. These, this recipe makes about 3 of these. I get these in bulk, like this, in like 50 from Amazon, relatively inexpensive. I think they do have smaller numbers, but we tend to go through this a lot and make a lot of gifts. And you can also do these tins, the little 1 ounce tins. I think this recipe makes about 1 of these. I forget exactly how many. It's been a while since I've actually made this. I usually do the tubes now, just because my kids love to slather it on. But yeah, so these, and put these over here. And I'm just going to show you, this is going to take a while to melt, so I'm not going to do that here. Due to the magic of television or Facebook Live, I've got one already melted. So I've got it all melted here. And what I'm going to do is add 5 drops of lavender essential oil. And then take my skewer, mix that in. And then I'm going to put it in here. And the one thing I want to mention too is make sure that if you can see that there's a bottom part. So like when you screw it all the way down, make sure it's screwed all the way down, because you don't want it to, like, you know, half fill your things. And then, I don't know if I'll be able to do this, but you see, you just pour it in. And you just want to pour it, let's see if I can do this without spilling. Pour it just to the top. And you'll see it starts to solidify rather quickly. I just leave them on a countertop undisturbed for like an hour or something like that, and they should be fine. Let me go and fill these. Oops. Now, let's see, spilled all over there. I'm just not gonna do it. If you notice, while, like, you can see here, it started to solidify. If you notice that and you don't have enough to actually fill a 3rd one or something like that, all you need to do is just put this back in the hot water, let it melt again, and pour. And that should be fine. It doesn't matter if you melt and pour it several times. And I just want to say, like, this solidifies rather quickly because it's already all over my hands and in a solid state. But yeah, so that's it. That's literally it. You melt those, you put those ingredients in there, you melt them, and then you pour it into the thing. And that's it. I mean, it doesn't, like, the beeswax makes it a little harder just because you can't find it, and you have to do this whole process of putting it in the hot water. Oh, I also wanted to mention too, if you don't want to do the stove method, you can put this in the microwave, in a microwave safe jar, at 20 seconds or so, then start 20 more seconds and start until everything's melted. That is one other way to do it, and you don't have to put it in the water in that method. I just tend to do everything on the stove. And if you're making bigger batches of this, you can always do this in like a slow cooker, and it will take longer, but you can, you know, step away and you don't have to stir it all day long. Wanted to mention too, like, every day I have the labels. These are pre-designed, wherever, right here. They're pre-designed to go on these lip balm tubes, pre-measured and everything like that. All you need to do is just print them out onto sticker paper and then cut them out and then put them on here. These are available for 99 cents on my website. I have the link somewhere around here. And if you wanted to get all 12 days of labels, I also have that available. And in there, I'm showing you how to make, as well with a bonus recipe, a strawberry lip balm, which this one is amazing. It smells like strawberry, and you can see it's red, and it tastes like strawberry too. So I have that, and that comes with the uniform labels that fit with the collection for everything else. I'm gonna turn this off. It's like boiling too much. But it's like the uniform, so that way you have a collection of beauty products that you can give to your friends or whatever. And it also comes with like these separate little strawberry ones. So if, like, you know, just wanted to make one-offs and have some fun, do that as well. And this is boiling and melted. I'm gonna take this off. This hot plate gets really, really hot really fast. All right, so I think that's it for the lip balm. Just want to let you know, tomorrow we're going to be making these room sprays. I have a lavender vanilla room spray, which smells so good. And these are good for, you know, just spraying in your house or bringing on vacation and spraying in a hotel room, just various things like that, maybe in your bathroom. And then I also have a monster spray for kids, and this is like an orange lavender kind of scent, and this is guaranteed to get rid of the monsters in your room. My kids use this all the time, and they love it. It's just fun, you know, something fun for if you're, you know, giving gifts to a family or kids or something like that. And that'll be tomorrow. So let me just show you this real quick. Do you see how these have pretty much solidified now? I mean, it's only been a couple minutes. So it's rather quick. You just leave it there, and that's it. So hopefully you understand it's not intimidating. It was easy to do. Just have to find the right ingredients. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you tomorrow for the room sprays. Thank you.